The Indiana Fever continue to make massive moves in free agency, signing Sophie Cunningham and Duana Bonner.
And
you guys, I don't even think they're done yet. Can you believe what the Indiana Fever just did? They didn't just make a few signings. They went nuclear. Sophie Cunningham, Natasha, Howard, Duana Bonner. These aren't just names, they're weapons. Now, you might be wondering, why should I care? Well, let me tell you, this isn't just about basketball. It's about sending a message. The Fever are done being pushed around. They're here to push back, and trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Did you see what the Indiana Fever just did? They didn't just sign a player, they unleashed a force of nature. Sophie Cunningham is not your average WNBA player. She's a hurricane in sneakers, ready to blow away anyone who dares to mess with Caitlin Clark. Remember how teams used to push Clark around last season? Well, those days are over. Cunningham isn't here to make friends. She's here to start wars. You so much as look at Clark the wrong way, and Cunningham will be in your face faster than you can blink. It's like the Fever just hired a personal bodyguard for their star player defense. So Sophie honestly has a similar game to Lexi Hall. She's a tall guard who can shoot the three. She is nasty on defense. What I love about her is she brings this kind of spark and energy to the court. She is very feisty. She is not scared to go after it. And she, I feel like, will also act as an enforcer on this team. Now you might be thinking, isn't that just dirty play? But hold on, because there's more to this story. Cunningham isn't just about intimidation. She's a multidimensional wing who can knock down threes like it's nobody's business. Over the last 3 seasons, she's been in the top 20 in the WNBA for made three-pointers per minute. That's not just good, that's elite. We know she can shoot. She can defend, she's athletic, she's tall, but she also brings this just grit and energy that this team is really going to thrive off of. But here's where it gets really interesting. Cunningham's intensity is off the charts. Some people say it borders on psychotic. Can you believe she's been in more on-court altercations than some UFC fighters? It's true. There was this one time she tried to fight Myisha Hines-Allen after a foul. Most players would back down. Not Cunningham. She's like a pit bull with a basketball IQ. She tried to fight Myisha Hines-Allen. You do not like there are not that many people. You can see everyone else is trying to get as far away from this situation as possible. Everyone else. So she hits a three. Myisha Hines-Allen fouls her and then tries to step over. And then Sophie Cunningham grabs her leg. Nobody's going near Myisha Hines-Allen, but no, Sophie Cunningham will start the fight. The refs are trying to break it up. None of the Mercury players are going to go near Myisha Hines-Allen. They're scared. She's just scared. But Jesus, Myisha Hines-Allen is one of the toughest players in this league. Sophie Cunningham going head-to-head straight with her. Now you might be wondering, why does this matter for the Fever? Well, let me break it down for you. Cunningham is the enforcer the Fever desperately needed. She's not just protecting Clark, she's changing the entire dynamic of the team. Imagine trying to defend against Clark when you know Cunningham is lurking ready to make your life miserable. If you play too rough, teams are not going to be able to face guard Caitlin like they were picking her up full court, double teaming her, all these things, because there are now more threats on the court, including Sophie. But Cunningham isn't just about defense. Her offensive game is no joke. She's been shooting an impressive 38% from three-point range over the last 4 seasons. That's not just good, that's game-changing. Picture this: Clark driving to the basket, drawing defenders, and then kicking it out to Cunningham for a wide-open three. It's a nightmare scenario for any defense. The biggest part about her game that I think is just going to translate so well to the Fever, I just love the energy that she brings. She seems like a hard worker. She seems like she loves the game of basketball, and I think when the Fever are thinking about players that they want to surround Caitlin with and players that they want to build this dynasty with, which I believe that they're trying to do, they have to think about the mindsets of these players. Also, the Fever didn't just sign a player, they added a weapon. Cunningham is like the Charles Oakley of the WNBA. She's tough, she's skilled, and she's not afraid to get in your face. This isn't just about protecting Caitlin Clark, it's about sending a message to the entire league. The Fever are done being pushed around. They're here to push back. You thought the Fever were done after signing Sophie Cunningham. Think again. They just landed Natasha Howard. And let me tell you, this isn't just any signing. This is like adding a fortress to your team. Remember when the Fever were just another team in the league? Well, Howard's about to change all that. You might be wondering, what makes Howard so special? Let's break it down. She's not just good, she's championship good. We're talking about the 2019 WNBA Defensive Player of the Year here. That's like winning an Oscar for making opponents cry on the court. But here's where it gets really interesting. Howard isn't just a shot blocker, she's a defensive mastermind who can guard multiple positions. Now you might be thinking, okay, but how does this help Clark? Well, imagine having a player who can both protect the rim and stretch the floor. It's like having a Swiss Army knife on your team. Howard's presence on the court opens up so many opportunities for Clark and the rest of the team. It's not just about blocking shots and grabbing rebounds, it's about creating a defensive force field that allows your offense to thrive, but Howard brings more than just skills. She brings a winning mentality. And that's something you can't teach. This is a player who knows what it takes to win championships. She was pivotal in the Storm's 2020 championship victory. And last season, Howard averaged 17.6 points and 6.7 rebounds per game for the Dallas Wings. That's clutch performance right there. Can you imagine trying to score against a team with Howard patrolling the paint and Cunningham ready to get in your face? It's like trying to Fort Knox with a plastic spoon. The Fever aren't just building a team, they're creating a fortress around their crown jewel, Caitlin Clark. Just when you thought the Fever couldn't get any stronger, they pulled off another jaw-dropping move. Enter DeWanna Bonner, the six-time All-Star, who's about to turn this team from a fortress into an impenetrable castle. You might be thinking, wait, another player? How much better can this team get? Well, let me tell you, Bonner isn't just any player, she's a game changer, a leader, and exactly what this team needs to go from good to unstoppable. Now, you might be wondering, isn't Bonner past her prime? But that's where you'd be wrong. In 2022, experts thought age might slow her down. Boy, were they in for a surprise. Bonner's still performing at an elite level, and her impact goes way beyond the stat sheet. Can you believe she acts like a coach on the court, guiding younger players through high-pressure situations? That's not just experience, that's next-level mentorship. Now, DeWanna Bonner is also a veteran in this league, and she can do it all. She can also shoot the three. She is also nasty on defense, which, if you guys remember last season, defense is something that a lot of people criticize the Indiana Fever for. That was something that they definitely needed to work on. Now you have Lexi, now you have Sophie, now you have DeWanna Bonner, now you also have Natasha Howard. Like, all of these women can defend. Bonner isn't just another brick in the wall, she's the architect, helping Clark design plays that'll leave opponents scratching their heads. This isn't just about protecting Clark anymore, it's about unleashing her full potential. DeWanna Bonner is also an enforcer. She doesn't back down to anyone, and so I can just imagine the amount of technical fouls that the Fever might get this season, but I think it's going to be fun. You have Natasha Howard, you have DeWanna Bonner, and now you have Sophie. And Aaliyah Boston also was not afraid to be that enforcer. You know, that moment when a team goes from good to great. That's what DeWanna Bonner brings to the Fever. They had talent, they had grit, but they were missing something crucial: experience. Bonner isn't just experience. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel.